With a news update on WHTC Holland's Cool FM, I'm Gary Stevens. Severe weather blasted West Michigan again last night, triggering a tornado watch for most of the area that expired just before midnight. A radar-confirmed twister was spotted 10 miles north of Hastings, while a small fire started when trees fell on power lines in Zeeland, in the area of Jefferson Street and Garfield Avenue. As of dawn this morning, nearly 3,800 Allegan County electricity customers were without power, but only 887 in Ottawa County. Now, speaking about utilities, 10 Democrats in the Michigan House say they have a plan for lowering utility bills for people. The bills would cap a utility company's rate of return and prevent them from using ratepayer money for executive pay in their ratepayers' Bill of Rights. Allies from Clean Water Action and the Michigan League of Conservation Voters are backing the bills, but Republican House Speaker Matt Hall has cast a shadow on this legislation.
Well, let me remind you that it was the House Democrats that at the direction of the utilities, passed the energy law that bans fossil fuels by 2040 and takes away local control and forces windmills and solar panels all over the place into local communities. They're the ones that passed the legislation that really protected the ability of the utilities to recover from the ratepayers 100% of the costs of all of these new capital projects.
Now, speaking of the House Speaker, he says if a budget deal can't be reached with the majority Democrats in the Senate and the governor's office, they'll try to work a 4-month continuing resolution and then work with the next governor and Senate. Hall says his party wants to cut at least $800 million in spending across Medicaid, child care, autism services, underused state office leases, ghost employees, and food assistance.
You know, if we don't see movement from the Democrats on some of these issues, then we could just do a 4-month continuing resolution, and we'll do a new deal next year with Republican governor and maybe a Republican Senate. But even if it's Camilleri, I'll get a better deal because he owes me. So we'll see.
Hall is referring to Democrat Darren Camilleri of the downriver Detroit suburb of Trenton, whom he endorsed for majority leader next year if the GOP doesn't flip the upper chamber in November. A 26-year-old Traverse City man's stay in the Ottawa County Jail continues. A preliminary hearing for Connor Mitchell on Wednesday was adjourned for about a week, as Hudsonville District Court Judge Judy Mulder has asked for a competency examination to determine if he's able to stand trial on 10 charges. Mitchell has been behind bars on $50,000 bond since his arrest on May 9th following the theft of a pickup truck in Chester Township, followed by a subsequent crash-strewn pursuit through Spring Lake and Nunica. No injuries were reported, but numerous vehicles were damaged during this entire incident, including several Ottawa County Sheriff's cruisers, according to Sheriff Eric DeBoer.
Our cars are on the road quite a bit, and so we get involved in accidents, and this was a case where, I think 4 of ours were damaged, 2 of them were out of commission. The other 2 can continue service until they're fixed. But yeah, when that happens, we have a process to go through to get them replaced, and then it's just trying to find, if there are ones for sale out there. So we'll get a couple more, but then yeah, you got to get them striped, you got to get them upfitted. All the stuff has to be taken out of the old one.
DeBoer added that his office is near its goal of having 1 deputy, 1 car through the Community Policing Fund, in which municipalities who contract with the Office for Police Services pay into. 4 finalists have been named in the search for the next police chief in Grand Rapids.
Interim Police Chief Joseph Trigg is one of them. He spent more than 25 years with the department. He's currently the deputy chief. Other finalists are Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety Captain Rafael Diaz, along with Detroit Police Department Deputy Chief Mark Bliss and former University of Texas Police Chief Eve Stevens. Each has more than 25 years' experience in law enforcement. Bliss and Stevens each hold a master's degree. Diaz is a licensed attorney, and he has also served as a Michigan National Guard judge advocate. I'm Michael Arney.
The West Michigan economy is still growing, but for how long? This week, the Seidman College of Business at Grand Valley State University released its monthly West Michigan Current Business Trends report based on surveying purchasing managers in the Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo markets over the last couple of weeks in May. It showed that business improvement and output remained positive, although both indices were lower than in April. This could be seen as a caution sign, according to Dr. Brian Long, Director of Supply Management Research at GVSU.
At least some of this success can probably be attributed to buyers pulling orders forward. We don't know how long this can continue.
An alarming sign, perhaps, was a dip in the employment index.
The official unemployment numbers we are getting out of Lansing are about a percentage point or so higher than they were 2 years ago. Now, we don't currently see a recession just around the corner, but the West Michigan economy is definitely going through some redefinition.
Long adds that facing consumer confidence on a national level could eventually affect the industrial economy and lead to more and bigger layoffs. The new Gordie Howe International Bridge will not have a dedication and ribbon-cutting ceremony today or to be open for traffic on Monday. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority didn't give a specific reason for delaying the opening of the span, but the Detroit Free Press is reporting in today's editions. A source says the delay was to make sure people in the Trump administration and the Commerce and State Departments were aware of the opening and involved in the process. This includes former Howland Congressman Pete Huckster, who is currently the U.S. ambassador to Ottawa. Governor Whitmer says she is hoping the span connecting Detroit and Windsor will be open soon despite the delay.
Bridge is done. Michigan is ready to move forward, and we're hoping that we can do that in the next few days or weeks.
The governor's been talking directly with the White House since February about the bridge, following President Trump's threats that it wouldn't be opened without Canadian concessions.
It's a great source of pride. It was, thousands of Michiganders who worked on it using American-made steel. It's a great story of what's possible, and I'm hopeful we can get it back on track.
There are reports that campaign funding by Ambassador Bridge owner Matty Maroon has influenced the White House's actions in the matter. It won't be until later this summer before the Holland Bike Park becomes a reality, but cycling enthusiasts of all ages can have a fun time on the two-wheelers tomorrow. From 4 to 7 p.m. at the Park Township Community Park off of Ottawa Beach Road, the 4th annual Bike Bash is slated. Co-hosted by the Township and Velo Kids, the free family-friendly event is designed to get youngsters and adults riding together through interactive bike stations, live music, and local food vendors. Linda Hart of the Holland Area Visitors Bureau cites another fun feature to get more people involved.
What I love about Velo Cities is they have a bike library. That means that kids can borrow one of the bikes.
Oh.
So when Velo City has their various events, they bring a trailer, their donated bikes, and the kids who can come and don't have bicycles can borrow a bike, just like you check out a book at the library.
Bike Bash is completely free to attend, but a donation of $5 per participant or $20 per family is encouraged through an online link in the story at WHTC.com. Colt Keith homered and drove in 3 runs as A.J. Hinch's Tigers trounced the visiting Minnesota Twins at Comerica Park yesterday 11-0.
Just get it out of the way, in June, and who knows? This guy can rattle off a bunch. We saw it last year. Once he got his first, he got a bunch, and no better series than the next to continue that.
Detroit takes on the Guardians in Cleveland this evening with coverage from Dan Dickerson at 6:45 p.m. on WHTC Holland's Cool FM. Thanks in part to Saya Suzuki's 4th inning grand slam. Craig Counsell's Cubs beat the Colorado Rockies in Denver yesterday 9-3.
We got a couple big hits today. Obviously, a grand slam is a huge one, so you need hits in those situations. That's how this game works, and we got a couple today. And we just did a good. I think we did a good job offensively today.
Chicago meets the Giants in San Francisco this evening. Storms that swept through the lakeshore last night first came to Chicago, which led to the White Sox game with visiting Atlanta to be postponed until August 20th. The Pale Hose will now entertain the Los Angeles Dodgers at Rate Field this evening. Nolan Schubart's 3-run homer in the 6th inning enabled the Lake County Captains to upend the visiting West Michigan Whitecaps in suburban Cleveland last night 6-5. The series at Classic Park in Eastlake continues this evening. 3 teams share the lead after yesterday's first round of the LPGA Dow Championship in Midland. Camille Boyd and Michelle Zhang, Nicole Brock Estrup and Gemma Dryberg, and Gurleen Kaur and Hyra Navid all fired 3 under par 67s. 9 other twosomes are 1 shot back. Round 2 is slated for the Midland Country Club today. Get the latest news anytime at WHTC.com.